Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 64 of the GVGCast. It's Friday, it's the weekend, and we are so excited and ready to hang out with you all. As always, I'm joined by my amazing friend and GVG co-founder, Derrick Bittner, and only Derrick. Everyone else is busy today. Steve got held back at work late. Brandon and Daniel are both indisposed for various reasons, and John is sleeping because it's 1 a.m. this time, of course. So you just got the two of us today. And Derrick, how's it going, man?
Oh, doing all right. Just getting through the day and steadily making progress on the Zelda retrospective. I actually posted a Patron preview of a rough cut of the first
Yes.
20 or so minutes of the next part of the Zelda retrospective. Hoping to have it ready by next week. Probably going to be the week after. I'm just trying my best to get through. It's just there's a lot to it. There's a lot to really find. So, yeah.
It's a beefy boy, man. It's a beefy video for sure. And Mo always said that preview was so good. Can't wait for part two.
Oh,
So
thank you.
yeah, no, you all have a lot to look forward to, especially you Zelda fans out there. If you've already seen part one of his retrospective, you know how good it was, how great it was. Part two promises to be just as good, if not even better. So definitely look forward to that. And if you haven't seen part one of Derrick's retrospective here on the channel, go do that. Not right now because we're doing the show, but after, go do that.
It's good. It's good for the background and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I should also mention real quick that Amy is getting a chance to spend some time with her friends tonight, so she's off right now. I put Kai to bed. We've been doing this thing where we put him in bed, and he's actually been going to sleep. But some nights he does it better than others, and tonight he's not exactly in bed at the moment. He's up and wandering about, but he's a little he's staying quiet. He's entertained. He's just not ready to sleep, so he should do it naturally. But if he's of course gets upset, I'll have to run off, and Ash will take over. And hope if it gets too bad, I would let Ash know and be like, okay, I'm gonna be back and help end this stream. Shouldn't come to
Right.
that, but just in case.
Right. Cool. 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 Well, hopefully he sleeps well, and that doesn't come to that. But if it does, no worries. I know everyone will understand. And one other person I know who will definitely understand is our incredible sponsor, The Game Orb. The Game Orb is a YouTube channel that brings commentary and gameplay footage from the Nintendo Switch and Xbox Series X gaming systems. While games like Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu can be seen on the channel along with others, the Game Orb will also now be adding Splatoon 3, Super Mario Sunshine, and Fall Guys to the gaming collection. So be sure to subscribe to the Game Orb at the link in the description, and I will very shortly have a link also up in our YouTube chat as well. I just haven't quite gotten to that yet, but thank you so much, the Game Orb, and please everybody go show him a lot of love because he has been supporting us from the very, very beginning of GVG's inception. That said, Derrick, what have you been playing this week, my man?
I have mainly been playing two things. I'm still slowly working my way through Zelda. The progress has definitely slowed to a crawl now that I'm back from vacation. But I'm getting there little by little. I'm basically doing a bunch of the quests around Terrytown right now.
Okay.
That's been my focus. I'm slowly making my way toward the the Zora. That's my next destination
Gotcha.
to
Okay.
to do their regional phenomenon. Although I did have just a random thought about because I've not obtained the Master Sword yet, and I know people have said they've stumbled upon it and all that stuff, and I don't like. I'm not sure. I've gone to the Lost Woods. I've seen the trick with that, but I've not actually gotten the Master Sword yet. And I just had a thought today. It's like I wonder if that would work, and I haven't had an opportunity to go back and do that. So
Okay.
I don't want to say
Okay.
anything about my theory or anything like that because I don't want to be confirmed whether or not because I think a lot of the fun of this game is just figuring things out yourself. So
Definitely.
I'm just going to leave it like that. Otherwise, I'm slowly chipping away at the world tour mode of Street Fighter 6,
Nice.
making progress through that. I think I'm in like chapter 7 in there. So I think, reasonable distance in. I think I'm probably like halfway or so. Really enjoying that, but there's also that whole tinge. Is like I'm dedicating myself. I don't want to have too many games though at once to play because I really want to play Final Fantasy 16. But I promise myself I'm not going to pick that up until after I beat World Tour mode. So slowly making my way through that.
Oh, I hear you. I barely touched Street Fighter 6. I want to do World Tour so badly, but like you, I'm just stuck in Zelda still, and I have now put so many hours into that game, and I still haven't done a single story dungeon.
Dude,
It's ridiculous. I
dude,
know, I know.
there are some helpful things about it. You know, you
Yeah.
might want to do it at some point.
Well, what's funny is that I'm basically at the point now where I'm going to steamroll through the story because I've got 15 or something heart containers. I've done like 80 shrines, so I've got like 15 heart containers, max stamina. I've got some beefed up defense from some great fairies, and I'd like you. I don't have their master sword yet, but I think I might have that experience where I stumble upon it, not even realizing that I was going to it. I won't say anything about anything else. Obviously, I want people to discover it for themselves. But I think I might know where it is and how to get it. And if I'm right, it's so cool. It's so cool. But that's all I'm gonna say.
I'm not sure if I'm right or not, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, yeah. Other than that, I have been keeping up, of course, with the all the new Theater Rhythm DLC. So I played all the new.
I'm still behind on that.
Mana pack. Yeah,
I need
it's
to do
Trials
that.
of Mana, and it's 2 songs from Final Fantasy Adventure, aka Seiken Densetsu 1, and then 5 songs from Trials of Mana. It's one of the best packs they've done yet.
Oh, nice.
It's great. Yeah, you're gonna really enjoy it, I think. So yeah, I've been doing that, and that's basically it. Oh, and of course, I have been. I play Fall Guys with my friends once a week, and I have been like in all the in between times where I have like 5-10 minutes, I'll play Rocket League because I have just gotten obsessed with Rocket League lately.
I don't know why. I
can't
can't get into that game. It's just not really been my thing.
I don't know. Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But I've gotten pretty good at it actually. Like thanks to one of our patrons, Becca, who has a Fighter Founder session with me every month. We play Rocket League every month. She and I have both gotten a lot better, and I can't stop playing that game. It's so fun to me. I mean, yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. I completely understand. But yeah,
I'm glad you enjoy it. It just like I'm good.
yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, let's go ahead and read out some super chats, and then we'll dive right into the news. Actually, no. First of all, we do have one patron birthday shout out this week, and that is Tinker, whose birthday was last Sunday, July 2nd. So happy belated birthday, Tinker. Hope you had an amazing time and had a great day full of friends, video games, and food and family. All those things, hopefully. All right. So we got a few super chats, and then we'll move on to the news. First, Disney Duncan with $2. Thank you so much. Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin versus Heath Ledger's Joker. At first, my knee-jerk reaction was Joker, but Green Goblin is more physically menacing. Like I think he could take Joker one-on-one in a fight. They're both crazy. Like, they're both unhinged, but I think Green Goblin, Willem Dafoe's version specifically, has the physical advantage.
Yeah, I think Green Goblin has this one. He has the glider. He has the weapons. He's not inhibited like Batman. Like I can't kill him. I think
right.
He can do it. You know.
Yeah, and Goblin goes toe-to-toe with at least 2 versions of the movie Spider-Man, whereas Joker really can't go toe-to-toe with any version of movie Batman. Like, he just can't. He's just not physically powerful.
It's mind games. I don't think there's any mind games he can really play with on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Green Goblin. All right. Next up, $5 from our good friend RecBCQ. Thank you. Finally got my hands on FF16. I'm hyped. Hell yeah.
I want to. I keep seeing people very excited for it. I'm starting to see a couple less than positive opinions about it. But I'm like, I still want to experience it myself.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, and same. I do too. I've been trying to avoid as many spoilers as possible.
I don't have any spoilers, thankfully, but it's just one of those things like people have some thoughts apparently about how they treat certain characters or even the story themes. And I'm like, nope, saving that for myself.
Yeah. Same. That is definitely the game I'm going to be playing next. Right after Zelda, I'm going to jump right into 16, play that. Thankfully, as I understand it, it's fairly linear, like wide linear, which is exactly what I want after something like Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
A lot shorter, of course, than Zelda. And then I want to try to play and finish 16, do Street Fighter 6's World Tour mode, and have that wrapped up before Sea of Stars launches in August.
Good luck.
that's my hope. We'll see how it goes. But next up, we got Disney Duncan again with $2. Thank you very much. Any tips for curing all-day dizziness?
Not really.
Can't say I do.
Maybe see a doctor because it's all day. That's a little concerning.
Yeah, I mean, drink lots of water and get some rest, lie down, take a nap. In terms
basically
of,
all that basic stuff.
Yeah, clearly neither of us are doctors or medical experts, so if it's really persistent, definitely go see, a doctor. Next up, Tinker with $2. Thank you so much. at work, so can't be live. Y'all have a good one. Well,
Oh,
thank
thank you.
you so much, and happy birthday once again, Tinker. And then one more for now, $5 from our good friend Jaden Buck. Thank you. Crazy Question Fridays, crazy question number 89. How many Pokemon can you think of in 5 seconds? Uh, like,
5.
yeah, like I would say like 10, some of the starters from various generations. Like
Yeah,
10
it
it.
depends
Yeah,
on that. Like, you go fancy, you just go start listing through because
yeah.
you count it down. Like Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Squirtle. Then you stumble over your words and you can't say them as fast. And
I thought of a few starters from various generations. So I'll say probably around 10 to 12. I don't. That's not an exact figure, of course, but that's what I'm going with. And by the way, Bolt Mouse X in our YouTube chat, I missed this at first, but their birthday is this Tuesday, July 11th. So
oh,
happy
happy
almost birthday.
soon to be birthday. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, speaking of July 11th, something else exciting is happening the day after that, and that is the release date of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Course Pass Wave 5. And they've revealed all the tracks. It's coming July 12th. And I don't know about you, man, but I think this is a pretty solid lineup. What do you think?
I don't. I mean, I don't remember a lot of these courses. I gotta say, when I first watched, I'm like, it's okay. I didn't come away super impressed. I'm excited for the brand new course. There's definitely some highlights in there like Moonview and Daisy Cruiser, but other than that, it's like okay, 3 more city courses and then okay, just a couple others
Yeah.
that look fine. Like I'm a little disappointed because I've seen how they take some of the GBA courses and really prop them up, like the Ghost House one that was came out previously in the packs. This one just looks like a Super Mario Kart one, which I thought was kind of the. It's a little disappointing because Super Mario Kart usually has all the blocks around, but for some reason they decided to put it in this GBA one as well. So
Yeah, it's weird what they're doing with the GBA ones because, like, for example, we got was it Sunset Park or I can't remember what it's called, but the GBA track from Wave 4, I really liked it. I thought it was beautiful. It looked meaningfully updated. There's some verticality to it. Snow Lake as well. And even the Boo course, Boo Lake. They
yeah,
added an underwater portion. So some of the Game Boy Advance courses they really give a good glow up. But this one, I agree. Sunset Wild seems like it's just kind of flat and has the Super Mario Kart colored blocks. So I agree. That one I'm not sure yet how I'm gonna feel. But Daisy Cruiser is a classic, and even though I didn't like Mario Kart Wii much at all, it's probably my second least favorite Mario Kart. Koopa Cape is maybe the best thing to come out of that game. I love that course so
I
much.
never played Wii, so I don't have a lot of familiarity with
Oh,
a lot of the courses
gotcha.
other than
Koopa
what
Cape
people
is one
talk
of the best.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, Koopa Cape is one of the best. And then, Squeaky Clean Sprint looks like a lot of fun. I love the idea of a course themed around a bathroom. That's just so creative. And then I did look up some of the city tracks, of course. And, to be fair, in previous waves, the city tracks have been some of the best. Like the last one,
True.
Singapore Speedway, amazing track.
True.
And you know me, I'm an Angelino, so I'm going to be biased here. But I did look up Los Angeles Laps, and it looks pretty fun. They might as well call it Santa Monica Sprint because it's not actually LA. It's more based around the Santa Monica Pier, from what I can tell. But hey, you know what? It's all LA. That's fine. And I am excited to finally see my home city repped in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. But yeah, we'll see. I haven't looked into Athens or Vancouver yet. Moonview Highway, I think I'm in the minority. I actually never really liked it that much, so I'm kind of on that. I think most people probably do like it. But it's just I'm just continuing to get to enjoy seeing this game just get more and more content. I honestly, I'd be fine if they wanted to do Wave 7 through 12. I'd be fine
I
with it.
mean, it's our best chance of getting the airship from 3DS from DS in there at this
I
point.
know
They keep
my
dragging us along, Ash. It's not fair.
Airship Fortress. I'm still never gonna understand why we got like a fourth version of Mario Circuit or whatever over Airship Fortress. It's just I'm so sad. But this game just keeps on giving. Looking forward to it. I think we're gonna play it for our next hangout with our executive producer patron, so that'll be a lot of fun.
We'll probably also stream it on the day of release, just so we
Definitely.
can have that. Our typical ranking.
Yeah, we'll definitely be doing a ranking discussion as we always do. Mine are the only objectively right ones, but that's okay. Y'all
You
get
keep
to have
telling
your
yourself
opinions.
that.
You get, yeah. Yeah, so that's Mario Kart is coming, and I'm guessing maybe we'll get Wave 6 around what, September, October?
I guess it's around October, November.
October, actually, yeah.
Yeah,
September's a little bit.
maybe in between the release of Mario Wonder and Mario RPG.
Oh, that'd be a great theming to just have that right sandwiched in between. A nice Mario sandwich. That sounds
You know,
sounds fun.
it would be kind of cool if we get a Mario Wonder themed course for one of the
That
DLC
would
tracks.
actually be, or a Mario RPG themed
You know
course.
what? I'll
Imagine
take
that.
that too.
Yeah,
I'd be fine with either.
like a Nimbus Land course. That'd be really cool. Can't wait for that remake. But we can't keep talking about Mario because there's some other stuff to talk about this week. Definitely some fighting game news. We got a pair of fighting game reveals between Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1. And let's go ahead and start with the former. Now, I say reveal. Obviously, we already knew Rashid was coming as the first Season 1 DLC character, but he got his trailer. He got his reveal trailer and a release date. July 24th, and he's gonna be Evo legal. So
Ooh,
those of you who are gonna
I
be
know
with
that was
me
in
there at
question.
Evo, yeah, they have confirmed today that he will be legal. So those of you who will be there at Evo with me, let's get into the Rashid hype together. But dude, he looks so cool. He
I
looks so
I mean,
cool.
Rashid was the highlight of Street Fighter V for me. I didn't play
Uh-huh.
much of Street Fighter V, but I really enjoyed Rashid. He's
Yeah.
just a fun character to play as. Um, but the way they've updated him and done certain things, like I see certain moves that kind of remind me of Ibuki, and I'm like, yes, please. Like that little slide where he hits you in the back of the leg, like that's sort of
Hmm.
Ibuki-ish. I'm like, yes, please. The all the extra win stuff, I like his redesign is fantastic,
Yeah.
and also I did watch Max Dude's breakdown of him when they
I haven't
for the
watched that yet.
trailer, and he was marveling at the fact of the way the cloth moves, and it just
Yes.
so like it
Yes.
is. He slowed it down. And it's amazing like how well that animates, and I'm like, wow, that's it's. He just looks impressive. He looks fun. I'm excited to try him out to try to see if I can work him into my stable, perhaps, and
Yeah.
see what I feel there. But just really everything there is really just clicking with me, and
Hmm.
I mean, I love how much we get with him. Like it's not just hey, you get to play this character online now. It's arcade mode, presumably extra art, presumably world tour mode. He's going to be added in. Like a lot of those cutscenes they showed of him is from world tour mode.
Right.
Uh, it's just like there's a lot of value there if you want the single player stuff. So
Right. Absolutely. And by the time I get to it, I'm going to have that extra content to play through a world tour because I doubt I'm going to get to it, at least much into it before he comes out. So, yeah, as you were saying, the cloth animation, or as you said, Max Dude was saying, Capcom's animators are just on another level. They really are just the best in the business. Capcom does animation like no other company I've ever seen, except for maybe Square Enix. But, like, oh my God, their animators are just crazy talented, and of course the RE engine is a great engine that also helps, of course. But man, I was absolutely blown away by Rashid's animation, and I do see everyone in chat, and I agree with you saying, yeah, his theme song is gone, and I do miss that theme song. I do
I
generally like Street Fighter 6's soundtrack, but I do wish we had access to some of the older
yeah,
soundtracks.
Street Fighter 6's soundtrack is good and generally in my opinion, but it works best when it's during a fight. Like
Uh-huh.
if I'm just listening to it, it's like eh. But when you actually have
Yeah.
it there in background, I felt it pump up a little bit.
Right.
I also want to mention Squire in our live audience saying they're waiting for Akuma, but they want to try Rashid. Well, you're in luck because Capcom has these rental or
Right.
preview tickets that you can get in the game, so you can try out the DLC characters for an hour. So yeah, if you wanted to try out Rashid and see what he was like, you have them basically for free for an hour if you use one of those tickets, and they're not hard to get, I don't believe. So
Yeah, no, I think I already have like two or three of them, and I have barely played the game, so they shouldn't be too hard to get. One thing that is nice, despite the music, unfortunately, but one thing that is nice about Rashid is Ian Sinclair's back as his voice actor, and he was great in Street Fighter V. He's great here, and I love how they have made him a streamer. He's kind of obnoxious, but like in that streamer way that is kind of charming,
I mean,
and
that's Ian Sinclair's most of Ian Sinclair's characters to a T. That's just
yeah,
he. I mean, like I said a bit before, I've been watching Fruits Basket with Amy, and he plays Shigure, who's just that
Right.
kind of trollish character. It
Uh-huh.
works. He's
It
just a
does.
master at it.
His winning animation where he's just like going crazy to the camera. It's so dumb, but it's so good. It's so good for his personality in this game.
I There's something just fun about doing that whole act movements thing where he's like doing push-ups and twisting all around and flipping and just like, see, it's easy.
Right.
Oh, he plays Kurino, not Shigure. I'm sorry, I mixed it up.
Okay.
Okay, very different character. Uh,
Uh, Someone was asking, I missed it. Sorry, I can't see who, but someone was asking how I was going to tie this into Mega Man, and I didn't need to. Oh, no, Moawe did. Moawe said, "How am I going to tie this into Mega Man?" And I don't need to because someone else already did, mentioning that Rashid had an Airman costume. It was Alpha Lion said Rashid had Beautiful Joe and Airman costumes
this is
back in
kind of
Street Fighter
perfect.
Five. So thank you for doing my job for me, Alpha Lion. I appreciate it. Mega Man fans unite. Well, then let's switch gears from one fighting game to another because we also got a combat cast, spelled with a K, of course,
Of course.
earlier this week that came with a trailer revealing basically two playable characters and two cameo characters. So the two playable characters are Human Smoke and Rain, and the two cameo characters are Cyrax and Sektor. And
Technically, there's a few more because they have classic Scorpion and classic Kung Lao
oh,
as
fair
well.
enough. I forgot that they were not revealed before as cameos. Good point.
Right.
I'm personally so happy about Rain. He's always been one of my favorite Mortal
He's
Kombat characters.
very different. Like I finally got to look at like you said, Rain's back, and I looked at him like he's a wizard now.
Yeah, and I love the way his water attacks move. Like his powers are just so cool looking. And I wasn't sure if he'd even make it into the base roster, honestly, because Rain has never been, a particularly prominent character in Mortal Kombat before. But here he is, right in the base roster, alongside Human Smoke. And you'll have to remind me, because I'm not like up on my Mortal Kombat lore. Is this the first time we've seen a human version of Smoke,
I thought
or
there
is
was
it?
a Human Smoke in other games.
There might have been. There might have been. I can't remember.
I think
I'm
there
sure.
was.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I've seen that, but I mean, Smoke was always one of my favorites. I thought there was a Human Smoke in MK9. That's what I was
AK9.
thinking of.
Okay.
Bolt Mouse.
Thank you, Bulma.
Um, and I always, for some reason, Smoke always appealed to me most as like one of the ninja characters, other than Scorpion, of course, as a kid. Um, but no, it's great to see him back. Although I gotta say, I don't know what it is, but I'm not fully clicking with Mortal Kombat 1, and I don't know
Really?
why. I don't know. I'm curious about the story and everything, but as far as actually playing it, eh, I don't
Okay.
know. What about you? How are
Fair
you
enough.
feeling?
I'm feeling great about it. I think it. I mean, I've always liked Mortal Kombat. I've always been more of a Street Fighter guy for sure. If I had to pick between the two, but I'd like Mortal Kombat, and I think it helps too that my wife is a big Mortal Kombat fan, so we just play it casually together. So we played MK9 casually, we played 10, 11 casually. So we just kind of look forward to them together, looking forward to all the ridiculous new fatalities, and it has a fun lore to follow. It's like I love how seriously they take the lore even now, all these years later. So yeah, if I had to pick between the two, it'd be Street Fighter every time. But I definitely have a soft spot for Mortal Kombat, and it was certainly just as much a formative game for me in the arcades. The original back in the arcades as Street Fighter 2 was. I played a ton of them both.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna like blow my mind and necessarily be a game of the year contender for me, but I'm looking forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious how it's going to turn out. I'll probably watch a Let's Play or something just to see the story
Yeah,
of what's going on this time around, because I do find the stories in Mortal Kombat entertaining at the very
yeah,
least. But I mean, typically Mortal Kombat outsells Street Fighter, and it might have a little bit of trouble this time around because we did going back to Street Fighter. We got a confirmation it sold 2 million copies already, which is
right.
insane for a
Yeah,
fighting game.
really good. And I do think Street Fighter 6 is gonna kind of eat a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1's lunch,
Yeah.
of course, and launch, I guess, a little bit. But yeah, I think it's probably gonna steal a bit of its thunder. I think there's certainly room for both, but it is probably in Tekken 8's best interest that it's probably not coming out until
It's
next year.
honestly a pretty good idea that it's coming out next year because a brand new game will be more interesting than a DLC character. Even if it is Akuma, if it comes out right around Akuma, it's cool and all, but here's Tekken 8, that sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Would you want to see NetherRealm do Injustice 3 after this, or take on like a completely original project, or what would you like to
I've
see?
always wanted to see. Heard Ed Boon talk about horror characters. I'd love to see them just go all out and do like a horror
Oh, that'd be
fighter,
cool.
like just
Yeah.
classic horror characters, or even just their own versions of that. I think that'd be a lot of fun. DC characters beating each other up. I mean, that's fine and whatnot, but let them branch out a little bit.
Right. Well, I've got an out of left field suggestion, completely out of left field suggestion, but as I said before, the way the Ninja Turtles are implemented into Injustice 2 was perfect. It's the best I've ever seen the Ninja Turtles be in any video game ever. To let them just remake Tournament Fighters, full on
You know
remake
what? That would be
Tournament
a lot of fun
Fighters.
to do. Tournament fighters.
Oh, I would love that so much because they perfectly nailed the look and the feel and the sound of the TMNT and Injustice 2, and I just think that would be the coolest thing if they could make a whole game out of it. Obviously, will never happen, but that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
Um, all right. Well, we do have one more interesting news story to talk to you today, and Derek, I have a question, man. I think it's safe to say that most of what the Mortal Kombat characters do to each other would result in prison, jail, right? You go to prison for that, right?
Yeah. Correct.
Well, one thing I think we can reasonably say none of the Mortal Kombat characters have done is insider trading. But you know who has? Yuji Naka, and he has been convicted of the offense, and he is now going to face a probationary sentence of 4 years and pay two separate fines of 2.5 million yen and 170 million yen, totaling about $1.2 million. And if he doesn't comply, he could be sentenced to 2 years and 6 months in prison. How far this man has fallen.
Yeah. I mean, it's just funny. I'm sorry. It's just
It is.
funny. There's just something about it because um I've seen quite a few uh documentaries, not documentaries, but looks into classic Sega and the effect Yuji Naka had on it. And everything you hear about this man is he's always just been kind of a jackass. Very
Yeah,
much up his own butt. To see this is what's happened to him, it's like, it's kind of funny.
it is. I wouldn't certainly wouldn't feel that way if I hadn't heard the same thing you had about just kind of it's an open secret that he's kind of a jackass. And if he wasn't, I would be like, well, he clearly did what he did. He's deserves to pay the fine, do the crime, pay the fine, do the time, whatever. But I wouldn't be like necessarily being like, oh, it's kind of funny. But yeah, he's known to be kind of a jackass. I can't really feel all that bad about it. And just the fact that the last thing he did in gaming before he went to or before this happened was Balan Wonderworld. I just like what a wild U-turn this man's career and legacy have taken.
I know.
It's
Uh,
just yeah.
it's just funny.
I,
It's just,
I love what Cutie Caitlin said here in our live audience chat. Oshima wins. That's
yeah.
perfect. Um, what do you think he's gonna have a comeback story after this?
No,
Like, you think
there's
he
no
can?
way. I think. I mean, he's just been incredibly petty for so long. I mean, as Caitlin pointed out as well, as like he uploaded a Balan Dev Team picture and blurred out Oshima.
Yeah, he
Like
did. That's
he's just petty. He hated that Sega of America was getting better praise for their Sonic games than Japan was, so he crippled them so they couldn't make Sonic Extreme. They didn't have the dev tools that they had
yep.
that they needed to really make a good Sonic game, and it's just no.
Yeah, it really is a shame that people in those positions just kind of get up their own asses and think that they're just better. Sonic was obviously could not have
From,
happened without multiple people. Certainly not just him. Far from just him.
well, I
But
think the big thing with Naka is is a great programmer. No doubt
yes,
about that. Fantastic programmer. The man should not be in any position of power.
yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, it's. I'm curious. I guess hopefully he complies. It'd be weird if he didn't, and they really do just send him to prison. I have to
I have to
imagine.
imagine he'll comply. I mean,
Yeah,
he should have that amount of money.
I
Because
would think so.
what is that in? What's the transfer rate?
It's about a million, a little bit more than $1 million. 1.2 million.
Okay, yeah, I feel like he has that.
Probably. I would think so too. But if he doesn't, I guess we'll find out because they'll certainly let us know if he actually does go to prison. So I have a feeling you're right, though. I think he'll probably be able to pay it. One more thing, since we've blasted through the news so quickly, and we're on the subject of money, and you brought this up right before we went live, Derrick. I want to point out that Everybody 1-2 Switch sold under 3,500 physical copies in its first week. Oof.
That is. Oof.
That is a big oof, especially considering that it's apparently better than most
See,
of us
I've
were
heard mixed
expecting.
things. I've heard from Steve and the people he played with as part of our live part of our Discord did enjoy the game, but then I heard from other people like Ant Dude that played it, and it's like, this sucks.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like it
Okay.
really is just. It seems like a mixed bag, but I'm on the side of like, I'm good.
Yeah, I certainly wouldn't buy it. I want to try it though. Like Steve made me curious enough to want to try it. Certainly, I'd like to do it again with our patrons because I wasn't there that day and I wasn't able to be around, and I really want to try it. Like certainly, I'm not going to go buy it, but it's the kind of game that I'd like to at least check out.
And I think Bolt Mouse might also have another point to this is that maybe a lot of people didn't realize that Everybody 1-2 Switch was like because they thought it was digital only.
Right.
Which it took me a while to realize it had a physical copy, but yeah, it might just be a lack of awareness because it's not like Nintendo advertised this game too hard.
No, I mean, and I think the rumors were that internally they didn't really like it, and they were a little bit concerned that it wouldn't land well, which is why I think they snuck it out the door the way they did, literally announcing it in a tweet. But clearly, I don't think it would have mattered. I don't think it ever was going to be a big seller. And Bolt Mouse, I just have to say, you are really hitting today because when we were talking about Yuji Naka, you just said Prison Island. Jeez, that's so good. You are hitting today,
Oh
man.
God.
Like it's so good. All right, well, it's good that we kind of blew through the news today because, of course, I want to be able to get you back to Kai as well. So let's go ahead and read out a few more super chats, and then we'll move right on to our patron topics. So we've got Blaystar25 with $5. Thank you very much. Watched the preview of your retrospective, Derrick, and was so invested. When it ended, I went, what? Oh, it's already over. Keep up the great work, Derrick.
I gotta leave you wanting more.
Yeah.
I do.
And
I do really appreciate that because you get in these for a while and you just start second guessing yourself and be like, is this any good? Am I? I don't know. You just get worried about it because you're in it. It's like, is this even interesting? I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's hard not to second guess yourself when you're so in the weeds like that. But I've no, yeah,
My big thing right now is like I hope I'm able to finish this before the end of the year because there's so much left to cover after part 2.
oh, I know, it's just endless. It really, I mean, how long do you think it'll be before you eventually do make it to like Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild?
I mean, I don't know because I'll tell you right now, I only cover from Ocarina to Wind Waker in this section. That's only like 5 games, I think.
Right.
But I think the big thing here is that Ocarina, there is a ton to talk about there. Like the shift to 3D is massive. And I can tell you right now that 36 minutes of this 70-ish minute video is just Ocarina of Time.
Jeez. Yeah.
Like it is a massive shift. I don't think anything else outside of maybe Breath of the Wild will require that much to talk about.
I can see Breath of the Wild maybe getting there, but yeah, the rest of them probably not.
Yeah, you can sort of keep the dev stories to to a lesser degree, but it's also like it's the launch point of Aonuma, really, and you got to cover that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I know we're all looking forward to it, man. So keep up the amazing work. Disney Duncan is back again. Thank you very much with $2. Gleeok versus Ghidorah, and I know what a Gleeok is, but what's a Ghidorah?
You mean do they
Looking
mean the
at right
Godzilla Ghidorah?
I believe
King Ghidorah?
I
Yeah,
don't
the
know.
spelling is definitely not correct. I think they mean King Ghidorah.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna have
It's
to
a
go with
kaiju
Ghidorah because Link can take down a Gleeok. Gleeok is certainly tough, no doubt, but Ghidorah needs Godzilla to take him down, and he'll still kind of beat the hell out of Godzilla. So I think Ghidorah has it.
That's fair. Even though I've never seen Ghidorah in anything, I mean, Gleeoks are terrifying, but as you said, Link can take them down. Then they're not. Once you know what to do, they're not the hardest fights out there. But just looking at it now, Ghidorah and what you said, it's probably going to be Ghidorah. Yeah.
A lot of people don't like the movie, but I enjoy Godzilla, King of the Monsters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that features Ghidorah as the villain, and it's a good time.
yeah, fair enough. All right.
People don't like that one for some reason, but I had a fun time with it. I don't
I
know,
know.
whatever.
I never saw it myself. I saw Godzilla versus Kong, but I didn't see. Yeah, Godzilla King of the Monsters. All
Shame.
right. One more super chat for now. £2 from Alan Wilkinson. Thank you very much. If Street Fighter 6 and Mortal Kombat 1 were to trade characters, what gets who? Ooh, that's a tough one.
I feel like Bison. Well, actually, Street Fighter
Well,
Six.
yeah, Bison. Yeah,
So Bison's not in there.
I would say maybe JP though would go to Mortal Kombat because I feel like he's the likeliest to probably actually kill somebody.
I mean, there's that victory screen where it looks like he's gonna step on the face.
Yeah, exactly. So I feel like maybe he's a pretty good lock for Mortal Kombat, but it's a lot harder the other way around.
Akuma might also make it, but also
That's true.
honestly,
That's true.
Cammy. She has some pretty brutal moves, and you can just see them ramping that up.
True. Too. Yeah, that's true as well. But it's a lot harder the other way around. Who for Mortal Kombat would be in Street Fighter?
Uh,
And
honestly,
God,
maybe Katana or Liu Kang.
yes. Liu Kang. Liu Kang, because traditionally, not obviously not in this game, but in Mortal Kombat 1, he was the only character who didn't have a fatality, like a proper fatality. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's gonna be Liu Kang. Good point.
So I'm going to let you move on to the patron topics. Kai is starting to get a little fussy, so I will
You
be
got
right
it.
back. I'm going to bring him in here with me just to see how he's doing, okay?
You
Be right
got it.
back.
Cool. All right, now it's just us. It's the me show now. No, so we are going to move on to our patron topics, and as a reminder, we do have a Patreon, patreon.com/gvgaming, and if you support us at the producer tier for just $10 a month, you can suggest topics for us to discuss, just like the ones we're about to do right now. And my topic this week comes from Squire, who asks, "Is there a multiplayer game out there with a bit of imbalance or unpolished you would have liked to see fully balanced? For instance, how would you feel if Smash Bros. Brawl got balance patches like Ultimate, or if karts were just as good as bikes in Mario Kart Wii?" And yes, to all of the above. I mean, you already gave some great examples there. All the way up until Ultimate, as we know. I mean, Smash 64 was fairly well balanced, but then Melee was horrifically unbalanced. Brawl was too, and then so was Smash 4 once Bayonetta was added. So, well, first Cloud, then Bayonetta. But yeah, I think I would be more interested in going back to Melee, I think, if it was better balanced. If the whole roster was viable instead of just like 4 or 5 characters. Same with Brawl. I had a great time with Brawl, but Meta Knight was so frustrating to deal with because he was so impossibly overpowered. And then, as we all know, Bayonetta literally broke Smash 4, broke the competitive scene, broke the balance of the game, and to a point where it just wasn't fun to play anymore. And that's why I'm so, just relieved that Ultimate is as balanced as it is, and that's especially impressive when you consider it has like 87 characters. So I'm really thankful that the Smash game with the most characters ended up being really the best balanced one. Although Alpha Line, good point, balanced Melee wouldn't be Melee. I know that's a fair point, but I would like to at least try a version of Melee. Keep the wave dashing in, all that. That's fine. But I would like to at least try a version of Melee where the whole roster is actually viable. I think that would be really interesting, personally. But here, I agree. Melee wouldn't be what it is today if it was
Come here.
properly balanced. And then I also agree with your other example about Mario Kart. Mario Kart. I was just talking about Mario Kart Wii earlier today being one of my least favorite games in the series, and that's because they kind of threw out the carts and just there was no reason to even use a cart in Mario Kart Wii. It was all about those bikes. So in general, I agree with your examples, and I agree with the overall sentiment that I would really, I always prefer fair, proper balance in a competitive game like that. And yeah, so that's definitely. I also think that another example that I would probably point to is Mario Party games, specifically 1 versus 3 mini games. Those are, I mean, not that Mario Party is competitive like that, but the way some 1v3 mini games are so clearly balanced toward either the 1 player or the 3 player team is kind of frustrating sometimes. So I'd like to see maybe Nintendo do a better job at properly balancing 1v3 games for either side. But Derek, you're back, man.
Yes, I'm back, and we got Kai along. Here he
Hey,
is.
he's getting so big.
He is
He's
very
growing so fast.
getting very big.
Wow.
Kid got one of his plush puzzles out and took out all the pieces and put himself in the middle, which is why he got upset. He decided he tried to wear it, so he's a little stuck. So
Gotcha.
So yeah, I think our time is definitely running a little short. So I'm just gonna leave. I heard your answers for the multiplayer game, and honestly, I kind of agree with them. I can't think of anything else other than like it'd be kind of cool with like older games to have like DLC, like older fighting games have DLC, like what we have now. Like that'd be kind of fun, especially because get DLC for the other Street Fighters rather than new Street Fighters.
Right. Yeah, I mean, for example, E Honda was notoriously OP in Street Fighter 2 Turbo because he had his moving 100 hand slash. So you could just ground someone in the corner and just eat away at their health and just pummel them. That was the only way I was able to beat one of our best fighting game community members, Vash. He would absolutely wipe the floor with me in any other instance, but I was able to take one game off him in Street Fighter 2 Turbo because of that Honda cheese. So, in general, yeah, I would really like to see older games get rebalanced like that, even if it isn't feasible in terms of why would developers bother. But I do maintain that I think a balanced version of Melee would be really fascinating to see and play.
Yeah, have more characters than 3 or 4 be viable.
Exactly, yeah. So do you need to go or?
He's being good right now, so we can try to answer my question real quick, just to see. He's definitely going to be around. You're going to be hearing Kai in the background.
No worries.
He will answer the questions to the best of his ability.
All right.
Do
you want me to read it out for you?
Yeah, go ahead and read that out just so we can more easily get it out.
All right. Well, thank you for my topic, Squire. And now, Derrick, your topic came from Dat Alpha Lion, who asks, or says, I saw a tweet from Emile last month expressing his frustration with developers remaking games with less content than the versions already available 10 years ago, with Resident Evil 4 and Persona 3 coming to mind, and I completely get it. Do you guys see any benefits to remaking the pure base game content with none of the extras right away? And how are you guys feeling about the prospect of this content being sold back to us again as DLC? P.S. This is my chance to plug Advance Wars here, since basically nothing was lost in the Switch remakes, LOL. So, yeah, this is an interesting topic, and one that I never would have really thought of. What are your thoughts on this, man?
I think this is interesting because it didn't really come to mind with Resident Evil 4, because when I played Resident Evil 4 initially, it did not have separate ways or anything like that. So I didn't really feel like I was missing it. And with Persona 3, while it does suck not to have like the content people are hoping for, as more so Katone than the answer, because I'll be honest, having played a little bit of the answer sucks. It is just a pure grind. It works honestly pretty well as just DLC. I've heard that before. It does just sort of does the job. People are really upset about Katone because that is just a more interesting aspect of it. Kai, come back here.
Oh, he's going on a journey.
Come back.
He's going to find his.
Yeah, you got to stay here with me.
There you go. He's going to find his own answer.
Yes. And I'm trying to think of like other ones, but yeah, they come with less, but it also takes more. It's like there's a lot to update with it, and they're putting out for only so much content. Advance Wars kind of works because it's 2 GBA games being up-res. There's no worries about losing some of that content.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. That's kind of where I was landing on it, was that development costs have soared with the rise of better technology, better graphics, better everything, better performance. So with that comes rising development costs. So remaking RE4 plus separate ways isn't the same scope of project that remaking RE4 plus separate ways would be today in the remake style. So I get why some companies take that approach, like Capcom did with RE4. And personally, and this is just kind of a personal thing, I have so much to play anyway that I don't mind not having more content right away. I'm cool with having the game, and then like a few months later, oh cool, DLC, I'm gonna go back to it. It's even the same with something like, obviously this is different because it's a rhythm game, but like with Theater Rhythm, I'm glad they didn't release a game with 400 songs plus like 100 more.
It
or
took me
500,
how
like 100
long
more.
to get through just what we had.
Exactly. So, yeah, I think it makes sense given the rise of development costs and such, and so I get it from the developer perspective, and from the player perspective, I'm spoiled for things to play already. So hold back some of that content. I'm fine with it personally. Although I can see why Emile is. I can see where he's coming from.
Yeah, I can see the point behind that that aspect. Like, let's say, I don't know, they remake Mega Man Legends and they forget some key aspect of it. Like, it just wasn't as much there as what was original. I would feel bummed by that. But I'm like trying to think of what would they take out that I like. How dare they take out? I'm not sure offhand, but I just feel like sometimes okay.
I do think a remake with less content than the original causes a lot of consternation for me. That is kind of where I draw the line. If you're going to
Yeah.
remake a game, don't
Yeah,
take out.
have the core content there for like the extra stuff, like the separate ways, like the answer. That was, I mean, let's put it this way.
Derrick, he's going on an adventure again.
Yeah, I see
Am
him.
right?
Get back here, you. Get back here, you. Get back here, you.
He's so cute.
The big thing with the answer is the only way you could get the answer initially is to buy an entire other game.
Right.
Same with Portable. Buy an
Yeah.
entire other game. And yeah, you'd want to have all that in one go this time around, but now you have ways to get just a little bit in there. And as people were pointing out, Resident Evil 3 was less fondly looked at because it did have less content.
Right.
That one's a good example of taking out stuff from the base game and making it less. But yeah, that's the thing with me is that you wanted to play the answer. You had to buy the entire thing. Yes, it had upgrades to the entire game as a whole, but you still had to buy an entire other $60 game. Maybe it was a $50 at that point. I can't remember, in order to see that content. Same with Portable.
Right.
Kai,
Right.
come here.
Cool. Yeah, no, I completely agree, and I think we pretty much discussed this topic at length. Anything else you want to add?
I think I pretty much got it. I understand the opinion, but it doesn't bother me in the here and now, unless there was something like really egregious I'm not thinking of.
Same. Yeah, fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for that topic, Alpha Line. And we are going to do a quick bonus topic this week because it's just a quick answer for both of us. Jack Salmons asks, what has been a non-AAA game that came out this year that you would recommend checking out?
Ghost Trick.
Nice. One and
Play
done.
Ghost Trick.
Yep.
Be right back. I gotta go chase him.
Cool. And mine is Ghost Trick. Obviously, is great. Mine is Hi-Fi Rush. Please play Hi-Fi Rush if you have not yet. It is amazing, and it occupies that in between AAA and indie space just perfectly. That AA space. It's a great game. So, Ghost Trick, Hi-Fi Rush, play them both. Don't sleep on either. And that does bring us to the end of our Patreon
Here,
topics
everybody,
for the week.
ready?
He's back. Look, so cute. Oh, he's getting tickled. He's got a lot of energy for 9 p.m. man. He's so cute. He's got a lot of energy for 9 p.m., man. Oh, we can't hear. I didn't realize you didn't have your.
There's some Kai laughter for you.
There you go. He's got a lot of energy for 9 p.m.
Oh my God! He had a 30-minute nap. That's it.
God, he has a lot. I wish I had that kind of energy still. Jeez.
Me too. Oh my goodness.
All right. Well, like I said, that does bring us to the end of our patron topics. Thank you all so much. And as a reminder, patreon.com/gvgaming. And if you support us at the producer tier for just $10 a month, you can suggest topics for us to discuss in future episodes of the GVGCast. All right, before we wrap up, we have one more super chat from Disney Duncan. Thank you so much, Duncan, for $5. What is your most anticipated MCU movie that isn't Avengers: The Kang Dynasty or Avengers: The Secret Wars? Theirs is Deadpool 3. And you kind of already said it. Before, like 2 months ago, it would have been Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now it's pretty much Deadpool 3. Loki Season 2, if that counts, that comes close. I am pretty excited for Captain America: Brave New World, but it's Deadpool.
I'm kind of curious about the Marvels. I think that could be pretty interesting.
I'm looking forward to it. I think the Marvels looks like a lot of fun, and I'm definitely going to be there to see it as soon as I can. but Deadpool 3 just looks like it's gonna, well, it has all the ingredients to hit perfectly. Like the fact that they're gonna have obviously Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, but also Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, and apparently other Fox X-Men version characters are gonna appear. I don't know. I think it could be, or sorry, Sony, right? Not Fox, Sony. I think that could be amazing, and if they put it all together right, it's going to be an amazing time at the movies. So, yeah, that's our last patron topic for the day. Thank you all so much for being so incredibly you are all the time. We love you for it. I think we need to go ahead and get out of here though, because Derrick definitely needs to take care of Kyle. So, thank you all so much for this very unusual, for being here for this very unusual episode of the GVG Cast featuring special guest Kai. We will definitely see you next week, but for now, we have to give a special shout out to all of our patrons at the producer here and above for helping to make everything we do happen, because without you, we couldn't do it. So, oh, he's back. Perfect timing. 1 second. Perfect timing. You can go ahead and start the EP scroll, man.
Okay, cool.
I'm in the outro. Yeah.
I've got to put the producers up there. He really wanted to play Power Wash Simulator.
Oh, well, who wouldn't? It's a great game. I don't blame him. He's got good taste.
See, there he is. He's the Let's Player now.
Oh, I love it. Power Wash Simulator is great. But as I was saying, we have to give a special thank you to all of our patrons at the producer tier and above for helping to make everything we do here happen. Thank you so much. And as always, we have to give an extra special shout out to all of our patrons at the executive producer tier and above. And those amazing, fine, wonderful, stupendous folks include Brandon Bovia, Cutie Caitlin, Fangs, Z Patty, Just Brian, Sky Blue Flames, Eastman23, Adam O'Sullivan, Richard Herrera, Logan Daniel, The D-Pad, Vesmio, Blake, Critter XD, Joy Content, Angel Martinez, Vedron, Joshua Hunter, Benny Yao, Azran127, Black King, Joseph Rutkin, Geeky Griffin, Lucky Wonderfish, Wataniac, Top Tog 23100, Young Ben Kenobi, Doug Showmix, Andrew Medeiros, Brady Power, Darchi, Becca, Killamox, Don Davis, Michael McCaw, Matthew Wong, Goran Amber CPHT, Too Much Spaghetti, Bane 400, Ascaron 809, Ryaner, Rain and Clouds, The Game Orb, Super Gamer Dude 101, Grantles, Ravelox, Rosa Pardo Bowling, hi Steve's mom, Skull Kid Tiger, Dark Steel 01, Jason Uloa, Jaden Buck, Cystic Warrior 29, DJ Jurassic, Super Dank Awesome Unicorn Guy, Derrick, Colin, Blaystar 25, Mumbling Yeti, Cameron Sharp, Keel, Moon Knight, Brendan Hesse, Hustlebun, Noah Fitterer, Calvin Atkinson, Brainchild, the entire state of Wisconsin, Jim Wakeland, Longboy Shiggy, Aramis Baramis, Dylan, Kyle the Monarch, Dat Alpha Lion, Lord Metarex, Blaze Collard, Eric, Cat Evie Person 5, Peyton Thiel, Mega Beatman True Blue Reviews, Jung Ant, Ryan Hanley, Somnia, The Game Jamie, and last but certainly not least, Danny Walsh. Wow, thank you all so much. And I do have one last minute, actually two last minute super chats from both of you. Disney Duncan with $2. Kai made this the best GVG cast ever. Hell yeah, he did. Thank you for that, Duncan. And then Claxon with $4.99. X-Men was Fox. Yes, thank you for the clarification. I was confusing myself between Fox and Sony, but yes, Fox. That's it. We're done. Thank you all so much for being here.
Thank you for being so understanding.
Yes, thank you so much for your understanding and for being here with us on this very special episode of the GVG Cast. And we will see you all next week. Good night and good vibes. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.